Good afternoon, happy new vlog. It's Thursday, which is slightly unusual, but I figured I might as well start the week early because last week was all Berlin and this week is all grey England. I'm not at all annoyed to be back. Actually, you know what? Sometimes it is nice to be back, especially with Christmas coming. The biggest problems to me at least are the lack of mulled wine and sausages, but I'm sure I can rectify that, which is what I'm off to do right now.
Welcome to another episode of Toby's Stupid Vlog.
Tell you what though, it is absurdly warm here compared to Berlin. It's like 10-11 degrees at the moment, and the other thing is that there's no leaves. Literally when we left there was plenty of leaves on the trees and they've all fallen off in the last 4 days, which is a bit odd. So I'm off to M&S to buy some bits because there's nothing in the fridge, as you might imagine. I'm not sure it will necessarily contain mulled wine and sausages, but there'll definitely be some lunch. And then this evening I have a board meeting at RHP. It's the last board meeting of the year and it's quite a heavy one, and I'm doing a lot of reading at the moment. And I just realised I hadn't cleaned the camera lens. That's a bit better. So yes, my brain is hurting already and I've only been back, less than a day. And tomorrow I will be up at Russell Square at USP, playing catch up there. And then this weekend we might sort of resume wedding planning or come to terms with being back from a holiday, either or both. Did I show you this last night? No, I didn't show you this last night. I've just realised this is the first day of the vlog. Good to see that my neighbours with very poor taste in Christmas decorations are back. I know it's low light, but I also know you can see that. Oh, Jesus. At what point does that become dangerous to air traffic? Anyway, compare it to mine. Someone more modest. What's the best thing to do at the weekend when you come back from Germany? That's right, go to a German supermarket to continue the denial as long as you possibly can. Interesting side note, Aldi's two companies, because brothers, what have you, falling out, classic German industry story, and this half of Aldi is not the same as the one you get in Germany. As you can see, I've basically just exchanged one country's Christmas markets for another. It's Kingston Christmas Market. They always do it with reversed. Look at these. Very good, aren't they? Impressive. Very impressive. Look, more Christmas. It's happening. We've put up the tree and we've got funky tea lights from the pound shop and also a squirrel. It's looking pretty good. And there's stockings and there's baubles everywhere. It's getting festive. So this is Kingley Street, just off Regent Street in very central London. And I'm here this evening because we're having another reunion of student radio people a couple of months later, because we wanted a Christmas one, and so we're having a Christmas one. This is the pub that lot used to hang around in a lot when they were work, me-jar jobs around here. So we're going here for old time's sake.
Stop it, Toby!
Yeah.
Go back to queue and take photos of plants.
Okay.
Has anyone not eaten?
I've not eaten.
I've not eaten.
Maybe Sunday, probably not, but...
I just want to see Brian's weird face. It's ever so engaging.
Oh, okay, so just before... Good morning. It's 12:39. Okay, good afternoon. I'm feeling a bit rough today. It's not entirely to do with our fun times last night. They were quite fun. I didn't drink that much. Actually, I stopped at a reasonable time drinking, and we were all done by like 10 o'clock. I think me and Tom and Adam went to get a burger. But I don't know if you know much about Sam Smith's pubs in London. If you're watching this and you do, then forgive this. But Sam Smith's pubs are great in so much as they're really cheap because they brew their own beer. And one of the greatest things about Sam Smith's pub is they brew a beer called Alpine, which is astoundingly weak. It's sub 2%, I think. And that's fantastic because it means if you know you're going to be drinking for a long period of time, you can just drink really weak beer. And you might be like, oh, that sounds horrible. But it's very nice beer. It's just not got a lot of alcohol in. Except this particular Sam Smith's pub no longer sells Alpine. So that presented a problem. It's partly for me because I still had a bit of this cold and that it clearly didn't help. Tom had a few drinks. By the end, he was a bit... he sobered up a bit after a burger. It was a really good night. It was really good to get everyone together again. We've spent years failing to get everyone in the same room, and now we've done it, a few times in a few months, and it feels so much better. So hopefully we'll get to do this again in the new year. There is threats of it being a road trip, but we'll see what happens. It is ridiculously warm right now. Like, I almost don't need this hoodie. The sun is hot because it's, Christmas time. It's all a bit of a nonsense, but if the weather holds after I've had my lunch, I'm going to pop into Kew for the first time in nearly a month, it feels like, and see what's going on. So there's two hard truths about Christmas for me. The first one is, as I mentioned, it's actually like spring weather, which is a bit weird. I think the odds on it being a white Christmas are basically 0 this year. It's actually, the bookies are doing odds on it being above 13.5 degrees or something. Anyway, that's one harsh truth. The other one is that I've bought basically no Christmas presents so far, and it's like, I don't know, the 13th. So that's going well. So I think I've mentioned this before, but the shortest day of the year, which is this 21st of December, is not the darkest evening, as it were. So that it's not the point where the sun sets the soonest. That actually happened yesterday. So the shortest, the longest evening. Is that probably the appropriate term? The longest evening of the year was yesterday. And the evenings start getting lighter from this point onwards. Not much. I mean, we're talking seconds a day. And the reason that the shortest day is on the 21st is because the mornings continue to get darker until about the beginning of January. So there's a slight offset. So the fact that it is the longest evening, yesterday, and very similar today, means that I can go into Kew after dark, essentially, which you can't usually do. Which I'm going to do now. It closes at 4:15, which is about 20 minutes after sunset. You've got to be there by 3:45. It's 2:45, and I've eaten a lot of pizza, and what else is there to do, really? The evolution of these gardens through the year is quite remarkable to me every single year. There's that sort of explosion of colour in the spring, which I'm very much looking forward to, around the wedding. And then summer, the sort of scorching heat and the shade produced by the big mature trees. And then autumn, those amazing colours that we saw before we went off to Berlin. And then you get this in the winter. Even this is the evergreen bit, but still it's bleak. It's really bleak. And it's fantastic. Even the bleakness is fantastic. It's fantastic because you know what's coming next, and that makes it exciting. I am kind of reaching the part of the year though where the iPhone struggles. This is not the kind of light to be taking camera phone pictures in. But I thought I couldn't be bothered to bring my nice new shiny camera, which is in hindsight a little silly, but there we go. So it does look like the Woodland House is finished, or at least the walkway up to the Woodland House appears to be finished and barred off. And they've had to take a tree down. I'm not quite sure why that is, but there we go. It looks quite good with the little path up there. I wonder when we'll actually get to see the inside. That's what I'm most curious about. Apparently, this is where Mrs. Claus is hanging out this year, so it's good to know. Up the ramp. Well, this is exciting. This is the first time I've ever been able to go into the nature reserve in my 36 years of coming to Kew Gardens, because it is now a walkway, the Woodland Walk. Cool. That's a big hole. I don't know. Just slightly unusual. Not quite sure what that is caused by. It's either a sinkhole, a swallow hole, or a lake that has run out of water. But it's got a lot of trees in. It's probably a swallow hole of some variety. That's the hide where you could always get to look out. And this is a view I've never seen before. In the gardens that I come into almost weekly. That's quite incredible. It's getting darker, definitely. Really are in the thick of it here, the thick of nature. I mean, aside from the, you know, the massive planes flying in, you know what we really need? More of these. That was really good. I've waited years to come through that bit of the gardens. It's very exciting, for me at least. Right, I'm going to sort of weave back slowly as the sun sets and sort of arrive at a gate just at the moment they want to chuck everyone out, hopefully. So it is 15:51 in London, which is sunset today, and is the earliest time that the sun sets in London during the year. And by a strange quirk of the way the opening hours are set up, it's about the only time that you can get into Kew Gardens during normal opening hours after dark. Now you're going to say, it doesn't look very dark, and that's because I've got the gain turned up massively. Let me turn the camera around for you. There we go, now what do you think? It's pretty dark. It's quite weird and a bit eerie. And technically the gardens are open for another like 25 minutes. There could be people lost all over the place. So it might be like 4:30 and dark and what have you, but I'm not feeling bad about it anymore because the evenings are getting lighter. That's right, at about 20 seconds a day. But it's something, it's better than what we had, so roll on spring. Hi there. What a strange week it's been. I feel like since Saturday I've been ill in some way. It started off as a cold, a sort of head cold and general sort of unpleasant feeling, and I thought that went away. And it sort of evolved into this really strange, I presume it's a virus, I haven't been to the doctors. Well, I've been feeling different forms of sort of dizzy and oversensitive to like physical touch and sound and things. And that sort of peaked a couple of days ago and has been getting better ever since. But generally sort of lethargic and not like me at all. So I'm glad I'm feeling a bit better today. I'm off to Vauxhall to see the WebVid lot for the WebVid Christmas drinks or whatever, although I'm not drinking because I'm still not quite at that level. And then after that I'm going to Shepherd's Bush because I'm seeing one of the dates of the Yellowcard tour. You know, I talk about my past pop punk sort of love. Well, Yellowcard, one of those bands of early 2000s who've been sort of around ever since, on tour pretty much solidly. And they said that this is going to be their final tour and they're splitting up. So it's really nice to be able to see them in London, of all things. So that's what I'll be doing next. I genuinely can't remember the last time I went to see a gig properly because I'm a 36-year-old man and it doesn't happen a lot. I'm quite excited, but in a strange way I think that a lot of people there will be about my age. It being Yellowcard, I can't imagine there's going to be many people under the age of about 27 at least. I still don't have a lot of energy. There's not going to be a lot of bouncing or drinking, but there'll be plenty of head nodding and general grinning, so that'll be good.
Toby's with the
Come on, Toby!
That's far too close to Vince to be good. No, that's
Vince
bad.
can.
bad.
Vince can.
So this is Shepherd's Bush Empire, and that is a stage that doesn't currently have Yellowcard on, but will at some point surely.
just want to tell you guys, we have been on a journey and accomplished things that we never could have possibly imagined for ourselves. And the fact that we've had the chance to stand up here tonight to this beautiful sold-out show in front of 2,000 plus people here tonight in London, one last time. You all have given us so many unbelievable opportunities that we never even could have dreamed that we would get to do. And the fact that you've allowed us to keep making records and writing songs and playing shows for you year after year for nearly 20 years, your love and support for us here in England and in London specifically has been just unbelievable, and we are so, so grateful. We love you more than we could ever explain in the time I have up here to tell you. I hope that you guys are all going home tonight, happy with full hearts, because while we are very sad that we have to say goodbye to you tonight, if this is the last time we'll see you, you gotta know how unbelievably fucking happy we are that we got to see you tonight and how amazing this show was for us. Thank you all so much, London, and anyone who traveled from far away to be here tonight. You guys are the fucking best. We'll miss you more than you'll ever possibly know. Thank you so much. We are Yellowcard. Let's play Ocean Avenue and sing it together. Be well, here we go.
That was a really, really, really good gig, and slightly more emotional than I thought it'd be. It's strange when a band sort of ends, and when you realise you've seen them play a song for the last time. But it was quite a brilliant gig. Anyway, I have literally seen the farewell tour and bought the T-shirt, and I am very happy that I did.